Good evening.
Good evening. I hope everybody is hearing us. Thank you for joining us in another episode of Welthee Journey Updates. I'm pleased to have Christian with us to give us more information on how the project is moving forward. So, Christian, what can you tell us in this season, in this episode, where we are with Welthee?
Yes, we do have very good news now, truly good news, finally. About a month ago, I announced that we signed the contract. So it was actually the second contract to finance Welthee. And I'm really glad to be able to report now that the first tranche from the funds promised came in. And we are going to have all the necessary funds to be able to restore the application, to be able to pay everything that we need to pay from what we couldn't, and I'll give you a few details in a minute. To be able to launch successfully. So unfortunately, as all of you probably know, the Welthee application is not working right now. So our number one priority is to restore the application so that it is working again. We will be working very focused on this one to be able to restore it as soon as possible. Second priority, it is to pay some taxes to the government. Unfortunately, because when we remained without money, we did not have any more funds also to pay some taxes, so our accounts were frozen. Now, in a fairly short period of time, we will be able to unfreeze, to pay everything that we need to pay and to unfreeze our accounts. And then the third priority is to be able to process all the cashback requests. We don't have that many cashback requests, but we will be able to process them as soon as we will be able to unlock the bank accounts and pay those taxes. So I want to give you a few details about the cashback procedure. Those who are interested, we can still receive some requests. So just send us an email at support@welthee.com. Now, I want to clarify that normally in our contract, we were not obliged. We didn't say that we will make any cashbacks. So we did this because we know that it took us a lot longer to launch, a lot longer than we wanted to, unfortunately. And so those who do not have any more time, do not want to wait anymore, we can process those requests, but only to those who bought directly from us. So in the procedure, we'll give you two documents. One is the request, one is the procedure. And only those who bought directly from us. If you bought from somebody else, we cannot have give you funds for what you bought from somebody else, from a third party. If the tokens that you had were in staking, those tokens need to be returned also, the ones that were gained through the staking procedure. But all these are written down in the procedure, so we will send you those documents. Also, I'd like to mention that if you made some swaps with other tokens in our ecosystem, you have the option to return those tokens as well, and so you will receive the amount that you invested if you return to us those tokens. If you sold some tokens in the meantime, then it will be it's okay. We don't have an issue with that at all. But then it will be, if you sold 10% of your tokens, you give us 90%, we'll give you 90% from the funds that you invested. So it's a pro rata, basically, from the amounts. Also, we will give you a bonification for this time that the funds were with us. So you will send us all the tokens, and then we will send you back. What we decided is, if you invested 3 years ago or more, you'll get 20%. If 2 years, 15%. If it's 1 year, 10%. But that is calculated from the amount you invested at the 0.6 value that is today. So that is what was decided in terms of a bonification for this time when the funds were with us. Now we are going to help the other projects that we intended to launch or to be launched through us to be listed also, or we will we'll discuss with each one of them their plans and announce it, or if not, we will reimburse again through the Wealth mechanism. We will reimburse those, but I do believe the other projects will be launched as well. Now, the really good news about us launching the token, I mentioned I think in the last couple of videos about something very interesting that has been developed in Dubai here, a framework for intellectual property tokens. And this really is amazing. From my perspective, this is probably the best news that I received in the crypto industry generally in the last 2 years. And that is because the real world asset, it's a huge trend. It's multiple trillions of dollars in real world asset that will be tokenized. The intellectual property is considered a real world asset. And through the Berne Convention, this is present in 181 countries. And we will be able to sell an intellectual property token in these 181 countries, including the United States. And this token, it's governed by the intellectual property laws, so it is not a security token. The SEC cannot have any enforcement against it because it is a real world asset token. It is intellectual property. So we decided actually to launch 2 tokens. One, it will be a utility token, and both of these tokens will be listed on the exchanges. One, it will be a utility token, and one, it will be an intellectual property token. Now, about our utility token, I spoke many times about the tokenomics, and I gave you a lot of details. Now, very, very, very briefly, I want to mention also now about the intellectual property token. It's very, very exciting. So we will launch this token probably in the next 3 months or so. In about 2 weeks, we will have a waiting list. You will receive an email from us, those who are in our database, and I will encourage you just to write your email on the waiting list. It's really worth it. So through this token, we will allow people to buy it only maximum from us $30. If they want to buy more, they will need to buy from others who are willing to sell at above the market price. The token will be like listed from day one. It will have liquidity. Half of the funds will go into liquidity from day one. And also it will have buy pressure because a lot of people will want to buy more than $30. So if they want to buy more than $30, they'll have to buy it from others who want to sell. It will create 21 million tokens. It will have 1,000 price levels. So there will be 21,000 tokens per each level. Once they are sold, the price goes higher at the next level, and so forth. Whenever there will be no more people wanting to buy it, we will list it on the exchanges externally. But it will have liquidity. It will have a mechanism, very innovative mechanism with liquidity from day one. But it's not now. It's not about that. I wanted just to mention it briefly. I already discussed with the exchanges about this. They were really, really excited. They were willing to advertise it before we even will, sort of privately launch it with this mechanism, because we will have, of course, a contract to list it whenever it will plateau. So I've discussed a little bit with Bogdan earlier, and he was saying, well, this is sort of a marketing token. And in a sense it is. So I would not call it a marketing token, but I am sure it will bring a lot of users. I mean, I've discussed with a lot of people about this. Everybody's really, really excited. They want to invite all their friends, because it's only $30, but with this $30, there is a huge potential, because the price keep increasing, and there is a huge potential to bring a lot of people in the ecosystem, and a huge possibility to create significant funds as the price will go up. Now, I want to mention that both of these tokens will help the wealth investors. The point is to bring users. Users will bring and will want to invest in our risk, with the risk mitigation, with variable risk investments. They will have to have wealth. Everybody will have to buy wealth. So we'll bring all these investors. They will have to buy wealth, but also there will be a swap mechanism. So truly, we do have really, really good news. I want to thank everyone for having so much patience in this very, very difficult season for us. But we do have good news, this good news to share with you, and we will update you soon. So I don't know, Bogdan, are there any questions that somebody posted?
No, I think we covered everything related to cashback. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, in the next phase, we hope that the app will be fixed, and Christian is working on this to figure it out with the backend developers. So that's the greatest, first milestone that we have to cross, and then everything will be okay as we move on.
Excellent. So thank you so much, everyone, again for your patience, and we will be in touch soon with, I believe, even better news. Have a great evening. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.